The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
It's Memorial Day. Hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. And someone on ESPN is already saying in May that there is zero hope for the New York Jets in 2024. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
They don't believe that they're the same old Jets.
I am 100% not falling for them again.
I think you've got a guy that's in love with the sport of football, and it was taken away from him.
I think it's going to be a mess.
He is in a point of life where he understands the pressure.
This team is in a position to win a championship.
3 games in 11 days to start.
I think they have the best roster, arguably, in the division.
Whether you love me or hate me, we are must-watch TV. Everybody knows that.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jets fans. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't start off the show by thanking all those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for us. Thank everyone you know that served our country on a day like today. So appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Hit the like button. We got a lot to discuss. And I also would be remiss if I didn't thank everyone who tuned in to my show, filling in for Barton Hahn locally here in New York on 98.7. It was a lot of fun. A bunch of Asmaniacs called in, which was always cool to see when that happened. So appreciate everyone who listened to me during my first radio show on the day. And if you're up late tonight, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., I'm back, double header. And I'm squeezing in a YouTube show because Bobby Midnight requested one in the Discord. So giving you 3 separate ways to hear me today. Already once on local radio in New York. You'll get me here on YouTube. And then tonight, nationally, ESPN Radio, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. If you are in New York, 10:50 a.m. we'll have the show, or you can just listen on the ESPN app. With that being said, let's talk about some comments made on ESPN this past weekend. Kevin Clark, formerly of The Ringer, now with ESPN, was a guest on NFL Live. The panel was discussing Aaron Rodgers' return to the field, the fact that he came out and said to Adam Shine on Mad Dog Sports Radio that when it comes to Hackett, trust me, Jet fans, believe me, I believe in Nathaniel, and that should be enough for you. This was Kevin Clark on Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett together in 2024.
Kevin, you like their partnership?
No. I was in Green Bay 2 years ago doing a story on Matt LaFleur and his relationship with the entire team, including Aaron Rodgers. And I felt that the best thing about the Rodgers-LaFleur relationship was that LaFleur pushed Rodgers into new concepts, into new schemes, into blind throws he wasn't comfortable making. And I just feel like this isn't that. There isn't a lot of hard coaching going on right now. I just don't know where this goes. Apparently Robert Saleh is involved in the offense now. Is that supposed to be a good thing? I just don't see a lot of hope here.
He doesn't see a lot of hope. Okay, well, let's kind of address some of his comments now one by one. Let's start with the idea that because he did a story on Matt LaFleur, that somehow means that Aaron Rodgers still can't be good because, Hackett doesn't give him tough coaching. Are we conveniently leaving out the fact that Aaron Rodgers already had 2 MVPs before Matt LaFleur ever showed up in Green Bay? I mean, look, I don't need Aaron Rodgers to win an MVP for this pairing to work. You know what I need Aaron Rodgers to do? Play like a top 15 quarterback in the league, and I think he could be better than that with this roster. So I really don't understand LaFleur really challenged Aaron Rodgers with some tough coaching. You know what really challenged Aaron Rodgers? The fact that the Packers took Jordan Love, and he played with a chip on his shoulder. That's what happened there. What happened once Hackett left, by the way? We always talk about how LaFleur is the one who called the plays. Well, Aaron Rodgers' numbers in 2022 dipped without Nathaniel Hackett. I think a lot of it was Devontae Adams was also traded. We saw Rodgers play with a bunch of young receivers, and he wasn't on board necessarily with that strategy. And he also had a significant thumb injury. Ever try to throw a football when your thumb is messed up? Yeah, Aaron Rodgers played with a broken thumb for most of that season. So basically, the idea that, LaFleur is the reason why Rodgers had this resurgence late in his career, to me is nonsense. So I don't buy that. And then to say there's no hope, this team won 7 games last year without Aaron Rodgers, with Nathaniel Hackett and the worst quarterback room ever put together. This team still possesses the same defense that last year was one of the best in the league. The same special teams unit that last year was one of the best in the league. So even if it's not MVP Aaron Rodgers, to say there's no hope, that's silly. And then the other point that we should make here, Nathaniel Hackett's not doing anything that hasn't been done before. Hackett is what Adam Gase was to Peyton Manning. Hackett is to Rodgers what Gase was to Peyton. It's the same thing. I said this on ESPN New York today as well. There's no difference. Adam Gase wasn't an offensive genius, an offensive guru. He's not a quarterback whisperer. Neither is Nathaniel Hackett. We saw what happened when he went to Denver and he was the head coach. But come on. No hope? First off, every team has hope on May 27th. You think the Texans had hope last year? No one gave them a shot, and then look what they did. It's a year-to-year league. If you mean to tell me Aaron Rodgers is healthy, there's plenty of hope. He's Aaron Rodgers. ESPN and a lot of these analysts on Fox and some of the other networks, they talk about Aaron Rodgers like he's bad. He got hurt. He's not bad. And also, we talk about Aaron Rodgers last year in Green Bay like it was an abject failure. If Aaron Rodgers puts up his 2022 stats on this team, I think the Jets are more than good enough to win the AFC East. I think the idea that Rodgers was so bad with 3,700 yards passing and 26 touchdowns and 12 picks. I mean, one, he played 17 games that year through injuries, which is another reason why I'm on board with Rodgers playing most, if not all, the games this year. He doesn't have an injury history. He's tough as nails. So you combine all that and you say, well, he's only going to be what he was in 2022. How many Jet fans watching can recite how many times a Jet quarterback had 26 or more touchdowns in a season and less than 15 picks in a season? Rodgers had 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, passer rating of 91 in 2022. We'd be building a statue for Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold if they ever had a year, which was Aaron Rodgers' worst year that he's had in years. Now I think you combine the fact that this Jets team is better than that Packers team. Rodgers has way more of a chip on his shoulder. He's comfortable with the coaching that he does have from Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, the idea that you could say there's no hope when you got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback because of Hackett is so lazy. What was Josh McDaniels without Tom Brady? Byron Leftwich without Tom Brady? Adam Gase without Peyton Manning? There's examples of this. So I'm not buying the Hackett as a major concern. Do I think it's ideal that we all just think he's bad? No, it's not ideal. But it's not like the Jets are trying to do something that hasn't been proven to work in a very similar situation. That's how I kind of sum it up in my mind anyway. But there's no hope because, I wrote a story on Matt LaFleur and, he gave Aaron some tough coaching. Okay, where was the tough coaching in 2022 when Hackett wasn't there? What happened there? Oh, this fit the narrative. So this to me is silly. Anyone really think Aaron Rodgers is not going to be a good quarterback? I'm not saying he's the MVP this year of the league. Does anyone really picture Aaron Rodgers as being bad? You have one game to win. You're finding 10 quarterbacks you want over Aaron Rodgers? I doubt it. And if you do, hey, congrats to you on being a hater. You might end up being right because it's the Jets and we seemingly never get nice things. But that should change this year. Because I truly believe in this roster. If the only thing you could say about the Jets is if they're healthy, and I also said this on ESPN New York today, then they got a pretty good team. Because I got news for you. If Patrick Mahomes went down on play 4, the Chiefs would not be a great team either. Neither would the Bills if they lost Josh Allen. How many teams could still have a good enough roster where they lose their Hall of Fame quarterback on the opening drive of the season and actually still win 7 games, beat 3 different playoff teams, all with having the 32nd ranked offense in most categories of football? Like, that's not nothing. No one should celebrate 7-10, but it does add some context to how talented this roster is. And it's not like the 7 wins were a fluke either. They won 7 the previous year. Like, the Jets have kind of shown you their floor is 7 wins without a quarterback. Now if they just get average quarterback play, I think the ceiling goes to 10. I think if they get top 15 quarterback play, I think it's 11. If they get top 10 quarterback play, I think it's 12-5, competing with anyone in the AFC. But they're not that far away, is my point. That's why I laugh when guys like Kevin Clark say there's no hope for this team because of Rodgers and Hackett. Really? That's not what Aaron Rodgers is saying. I trust him more than I trust Kevin Clark, if we're being honest. I mean, come on now. With that being said, we will open it up to your comments and questions. We'll take your calls on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. I got some shout outs I want to give to Patreon members. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Folks, we are doing an Asmaniac Jets meetup for the Jets-Texans game on Thursday Night Football. If you're interested in going, you got to let me know as soon as possible so we can get a head count on how many tickets we need from the Jets. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Message me on the Discord. Reach out to me separately, keeping a running list so we could get the best rate for Jets-Texans. Tickets are going to be in the lower bowl, $135. They're normally priced at $150, but we're getting a great deal through one of our Asmaniac listeners who has a deal through the Jets. So patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Sign up for all the bonus content, Discord access, your name in the intro, and much more. Shout out to Greppy Jets fan who signed up for the year, Richard Todd 14 who signed up the other day, Jesse P, and King of Kings. They are our 4 most recent Patreon subscribers. So I appreciate everyone for the support over on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Also want to send thoughts and prayers out to Bill Walton and his family. I got the news today when I was on ESPN New York that he passed away due to cancer at age 71. I've only met Bill Walton one time. He could not have been nicer. Obviously, if you're a sports fan, if you watched any basketball over the last 20-something years, he's been with ESPN even longer. You know who Bill Walton is. If you're an older sports fan, maybe you saw him play when he was healthy, one of the greatest NBA centers of all time. In the Basketball Hall of Fame, rightfully so, and he will be deeply missed. So RIP to the great Bill Walton, who passed away. It was announced earlier today. All right, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Make sure you turn gift receipts on because you never know if a guy like Mike D's Nuts is going to make it rain in this chat. Let's get to some of your calls right now. Purple Belt Mike is first up on the show. What's going on, Mike? How are you?
Yo, what's up, man? You were good today on Bart and Hahn.
Thanks for listening.
Great. Yeah, man. So my question I was going to ask you was, what game is the biggest statement for us? And my personal games are the Monday Night Football games, the Bills game and the 49ers game. We win those games, the whole league will be scared.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the biggest statement the Jets could make is if they go out to San Fran week 1 and beat the defending NFC champs. Because then after that, they don't have another quote-unquote statement game till that Bills game you mentioned on Monday Night Football. So you got to wait a little bit. But if you want to make a statement that this team is for real, you go and win week 1 when no one's going to give you a chance.
Absolutely. And before I go, just past, present, and future, all our armed servicemen and women, just shout out to them. They give us, they fight for our country, and we can't be more thankful. So it can't be said enough.
Well said, Mike. Glad we got you on today. Mike tried to call in earlier, and then he dropped off before I finally got to some football talk in the last hour of the show. We did a lot of Rangers at the beginning today and did some Yankees as well. And I'll continue to rant about this. I know the Mets got rained out today, but how big of a joke is it that not all 30 major league teams are playing on Memorial Day? 3 days a year, baseball should dominate the calendar with day games, even double headers for their younger audience to try and grow the sport. Memorial Day, July 4th, and Labor Day. It is a joke that the New York Yankees, for the second year in a row, mind you, are not playing on Memorial Day. Terrible. If the NFL could figure out a way to play on Christmas, which is on a Wednesday, Rob Manfred should be able to figure out a way to schedule all 30 teams to play on one of the biggest days of the year where young kids are not in school or at camp yet, they're home. I ranted about this on Mad Dog last night on Sirius. I'll rant about this on ESPN earlier today, or I did rant about it, and I'll say it again. It makes no sense. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls right now. Kyle Clifton is on the line. What's up, Kyle? Kyle, we can't hear you. Hey, Kyle, you're on a bad line there. Try and call back, and we'll get right back to you. Maybe I'll restart the browser, and we'll come back to you. Comments, questions, super chats will continue to cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who needs zero introduction, but we will give him one anyway.
Well, you know that Al's a lion crap of crap. You should check out my new hat. The Jets are freaking awesome. Bobby.
Hey, Jay.
Bobby Midnight, yeah.
Thank you for having a show for us. I appreciate it. That was very nice of you.
You demanded one in the Discord, Bobby, and I said, who am I to not listen to you?
Can you do it? I didn't know if you can. Because
I can, of course, do a show, but the question was, did you want me to do a show? And you said yes.
Of course. We love you on the show. We miss you.
I like how you called into my Mad Dog show last night and then my ESPN New York show today, Bobby, and you used the same joke, but it was different audiences, so it worked. You're like a stand-up comic, basically, working out material throughout the country.
Well, really, I'm a sit-down comic, really. Yeah. I like that one, yeah. Hey, Mike.
What was the joke, Bobby? Tell the audience that maybe didn't hear it.
Okay, today, after the basketball game is finished today, I am going to mail out a big broom to the Indiana Pacers for getting swept.
That's right.
I'm going to send it in care of, what's his name?
Rick Carlisle?
Dumbass. Yeah, Carlisle. Yeah, dumbass. And tell him, oh, too bad you got swept. You loser Pacers. Stinky ass Pacers. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So my back is getting much better now. I think my last physical therapy will be tomorrow.
Let's go.
And I could go back to work. I'm happy. Frank will let me go back to work, my manager.
Where are we working?
I work at the Holiday Inn Hotel in Brattleboro.
Very nice.
I meet a lot of people. I mean, they're nice to me. I'm nice to them. I miss the people. And I agree with you about baseball on Memorial Day. Every team should play. Manfred is a dumb, I don't know why he doesn't even think of himself. Baseball could get a lot of money on this day. You know?
They should be playing.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to call your show. What can you put the number in the Discord tonight so we could call you?
I don't know if we're doing a lot of calls tonight. It's going to be mostly post-game stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Well, I talked to you enough today, right? You might be getting sick of me.
I could never get sick of you, Bobby.
No, I can't get sick of you either. I called Mr. Bones at the store today, too.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I know. I was going to tell him you came on today, but he's in chat anyway. So.
Yeah, no, Bonesy called the show today.
Yes, he did. And what's his name called the show?
Ricky NY.
Gary.
Yep.
You know that black guy, he comes on later in the show. He has an interesting name. That's the guy who called in yesterday. He's a black older man. What's his name?
I'm not sure, Bobby.
New York. He's from New York. He has a different name. I can't think of. Oh, do you change my name for me, Alan? Is that you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I love to talk and hate to type. Jake, when is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby.
Bobby Midnight checking in, working out his stand-up routine. When he said he was a sit-down comic, that was genuinely funny, though, from Bobby. Hit the like button, man. Only 80 likes right now. We're doing a Memorial Day show, baby. Bernard says, can't wait for Rodgers to shut everybody up this year. Amen. Peter writes, and I almost thought it was Allen Enterprises hacking Jake's internet to fulfill his villain role for today. For the 50 of you who caught the first show I tried to do today, there was a microphone issue. Turns out I just forgot to re-plug in my microphone because I use this mic for the radio shows I do for my apartment. And I forgot to re-plug the mic in from my portable radio machine here called a Comrex. And that's why it didn't work. But we figured it out. Jay-Z says, let's go, Jake. The man who never stops working. Never. The work never stops. The climate just changes. Dano says, I'm expecting a big holiday donation for Jake starting any minute now. Is someone gifting memberships, Dano, and I'm unaware? Right now, we have not gained a single new member yet, so I don't know if you're teasing something, Dano, but if someone's coming through, we will shout them out. More of your calls right now. BMAC is on the line. What's up, BMAC?
Hey, Jake. Happy Memorial Day to you. And I want to shout out to the brave men and women out there that serve and protect this country too as well. So my service. This Hackett thing, I think is getting a little bit tiresome. Look, there's nothing that y'all can do. You know, he's still OC. He's still offensive coordinator. This guy did with it. You just gotta hope and pray and put your faith in Rodgers staying healthy, and that Rodgers can mask a lot of his laws and stuff this year, which I think he will. And then the other thing is Mike Florio and I saw Mike Florio and Chris Sims show, and they posted Aaron Rodgers injury histories in the past and stuff. And I don't do you think, is this a difference of having injury history and being injury prone? And because I did know he had the two broken collarbones, but the collarbones are more like a freak, you know what I mean? I bet your collarbone can break if a 300-pound lineman falls on top of it. What do you think about his injury history?
Yeah, I mean, I look at the games played, and Aaron Rodgers, up until last year, had not missed a game since 2017. The guy's been incredibly durable in his career. Now he's older, and you're more susceptible to injuries when you're older. And I even said this on the radio again today. Not that there's any positive of what happened last year with Rodgers, because there was no positive. It was one of the worst seasons any of us have ever had to go through with any of the teams we root for. At least the injury happened week 1, though, if you think about it. Meaning he's ready to roll for OTAs. He is full go. Anyone who was at that season ticket holder practice the other day was raving on how well Rodgers looked. But even before they started throwing footballs, how about the sprint speed from Rodgers? He's all the way back pretty much. It's just about reps now for him. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 new memberships have been gifted. How about a double bang? Bang! If you hear your name called, this first membership was gifted by none other than Mother Effin Chew, who has given the membership gift to Richard Todd 14. And that's awesome because Richard Todd just recently became a Patreon member. Top Cat Warless has gifted a membership to Rich, who's another longtime listener. So shout out to you, Top Cat Warless. Those are 2 memberships that have been gifted. Make sure you turn gift receipts on in case someone wants to make it rain here on Memorial Day. Let's go back to Kyle Clifton and see if the internet's working a little better. What's up, Kyle?
I'm actually kind of mortified, Jake. It's the first time I ever called in, and I sounded like Ricky.
Hey, that's okay.
So I've never heard of this guy, Clark, before. You're in the media. You've heard of him. What's his story?
He used to write for The Ringer. I don't know his whole career. I mean, he's covered football for a long time. He's more of a journalist than a true analyst, though. He's not like a guy that's on these shows pontificating with points. He usually is kind of more behind the scenes, if you will.
Right. Well, his reasons for thinking that we're not going to be any good are kind of whisper thin. I don't really understand where he's coming from on this. Like, Rodgers is going to be a vast improvement over Zach Wilson. We all know this. If you want to say that Hackett is not inventive enough and he was not going to be able to get us as far as we need to go, maybe I'll buy into that. If you're going to say that Saleh is someone that, can't make the in-game adjustments or he can't control a locker room, I can kind of see that a little bit. I don't know where he's going with this stuff with Rodgers.
To me, it's very lazy. It's very surface level. Oh, Hackett bad, so it won't work with Rodgers. It's like you conveniently leave out the fact that Rodgers is comfortable with them, and we've seen this exact scenario play out with Peyton Manning. And by the way, Peyton Manning was coming off a serious injury too that cost him his entire season. It's actually a great comp. Gase is to Manning what Hackett is to Rodgers. It's very similar.
That's great. Unbelievable. Well, I'm going to get off because I'm nervous after my first call, but it's a great show, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.
I appreciate it. Always great to catch up with a Jet legend, Kyle Clifton, calling in for the first time. Nice job. Oh, man. But, I mean, to me, it's surface level analysis. Hackett bad. Jets must be bad. Like, really? Great first call, though, by Kyle there. Ladies and gentlemen, the run on memberships is starting. Wish B has gifted 5 channel memberships, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Wish B for coming through for the people.
Money, 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 money.
If you hear your name called, Wish B just gifted you a membership. Mike L, Wrong Verb, Roger F, Man with the Rake, Florida, KJ, you all have received a channel membership. All right. Got some bookkeeping to attend here. I have been waiting a while to do this because it needs to be done. Hawk writes in. Hawk has gifted 1 Jake Asman membership. Hawk, not only have you not gifted a membership, but saying you gifted a membership when in fact you actually owe still 25 memberships because Zach Wilson threw 25 career interceptions as the Jet quarterback will land you in the hole. We will see you in 24 hours.
Now look what you've done. Hawk, no more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Can't have it, Hawk. That's stolen valor. Can't lie about gifted memberships on this channel. You know what? I'll be kind. It's Memorial Day. Instead of the full 24 hours, YouTube allows me to do 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and 24 hours. I'll be gracious on this day. I'll give you 30 minutes. You test me again, though, we'll give you the full 24. 30 minutes in the hole. That seems reasonable. More of your calls right now. Let's go to Tommy, who's up next. What's up, Tommy?
Jake, my brother, how are you?
What's up, man?
Oh, happy Memorial Day to you, to everybody, everyone that served in the services. Thank you so much for what you've done for our country. I want to shout that out first.
Well said.
And second, I just want to say the bottom line is Aaron Rodgers, if he's healthy, like every other quarterback, like you've been saying for the past couple weeks, Aaron Rodgers healthy, we're going to the Super Bowl, baby, and we're 17-0. I'm right on Neil's back. No one can beat us. I want to go into San Fran. I want to knock them right in their mother effing mouth, and I want to hit them hard, and I want to go 1-0, and then we take Tennessee and New England after that. Like, bottom line, I'm a positive Jet fan. I love the fan base. Keep doing what you're doing. Jets, 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 baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Tommy. OG Jet fan since 85. Tommy checking in here on Memorial Day. Love it. Hit the like button if you like that call from Tommy there. I never thought I'd see the day. Bobby writes in, Alan, I miss talking to you. Please call in. I'm shocked by this. Is this the same Bobby Midnight that once did this to Alan?
Bobby's a tool. I don't give two shits about him.
I feel bad for your wife. So blow it at your ass. I hope your wife breaks your hand.
Bobby's a moron, okay? That's fine.
You're a hot bag of air. We can't stand your voice. It gives me a freaking headache. Imagine being married to that thing. And he's a lying crap of crap.
Shocking if that's the real Bobby. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is another legend in our world of Asmania. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who's got a new intro. His name is Vman.
I mean, honestly, it's time for another Vman call. I mean, honestly, I'm not sleeping.
Vman, happy Memorial Day.
Well, there's something you're missing for Memorial Day. A nice cold beer.
Ah, Vman, there it is.
So yeah, what a ridiculous take. But this is what they got to do. It's low hanging fruit. That's all they got at this point. They don't have anything. They don't have anything substantive to pick to get the Jets with. And it's just ridiculous, nonsensical takes that no one in their right mind would buy for 1 second. But because, like I said, because media is not about giving accurate news, it's about just making trendy clickbait stuff so that it generates ad revenue. Because every time you click on a link or like their every time you click on like a link to their YouTube clips or their websites or anything, that generates ad revenue. That's all it's about. They don't care about giving you an honest story. All they care about is that ad revenue because it's money. That's all they care about.
I don't know if like Kevin Clark's take with this is like that deep. Some of the stuff you're saying, I just think it's a lazy type of analysis to be like, oh, Hackett bad. That means Jets be bad. Like, I don't know about that. Hackett was bad last year. They won 7 games. So to say they have no hope when Aaron Rodgers is now coming back seems kind of silly to me.
No, it does. It's ridiculous. It's like I said, because they got nothing. They don't have anything substantive to attack the Jets for. So they're coming up with the most nonsensical garbage that they can because they can't fathom a world without the lol Jets to poke fun at.
V-Man, give us an idea on what happened to you this weekend and any fun activities you were a part of on Memorial Day weekend?
I went to see a friend on Saturday. That's about it. Memorial Day, we had a bit of a barbecue. That's about it.
Nice. What do you have at your barbecue?
With the barbecue, we had the usual fixings: burgers, hot dogs. We had some wings.
Very nice. What condiments do you put on your hot dog?
I do a little bit of. Well, nowadays since I'm pre-diabetic, I kind of cut down on the condiments and stuff because of sugar. So it's like maybe a little bit of ketchup and mustard. That's about it these days.
All right, not bad.
It's about maybe some onions raw. I do raw onions, not the saute, because that's sugar, and I don't need the extra sugar.
Do you like cheese on your burger? You're a cheeseburger guy?
This is weird. I only do cheeseburgers when it's a bacon cheeseburger. If it's a regular cheeseburger, I won't do it.
So you will only put cheese if there's bacon. You won't do. What about just bacon on a burger?
No, I can do that, but like I said, if I want cheese, I want bacon on my burger. I want a bacon cheeseburger. I don't do a regular cheeseburger.
Interesting. Well, V-Man, hopefully I get to see you at a Jet game this year, and we'll get to kind of see your skills on the grill. All right?
We'll see. No, we'll see. I'm still waiting for my friend. I'm still waiting for my cousin. He hasn't messaged me back. So I'm still waiting to see. If he doesn't message me back, and then y'all just get the ticket.
Hell yeah.
I mean, honestly, Jake just hung up on me, and honestly, I'm going to go back to sleep.
Checking in, doing his thing. V-Man said it best. He only puts cheese on a cheeseburger. I believe is what he said. A lot of people commenting, it appears, on the size of V-Man's monitor in his room. It is very large. Let's go back to V-Man for a second. V-Man, what size is that monitor?
What monitor? That's a TV.
Yeah, what size is it?
I honestly can't remember. I bought it so long ago. It's pre-smart. Like that TV's been. That's a pre-smart TV. That's how long it's been. That's how long I've owned that TV.
Wow.
That's the end of that Vman call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
Tremendous. All right, more of your calls right now. Darius is up next. Hello, Darius.
Hey, what's going on, Jake?
What's up, man?
First time caller. I was just asking about did you see the Colin Cowherd take on our offensive line with Tom Brady?
Oh God. No, what did he say to Brady?
No, he was just saying like how he doesn't like how the offensive line has a bunch of new guys and old guys mixing in, calling it trash. I just don't understand that, how we can add pieces to an O-line and it gets even worse for Colin, at least.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a pretty silly take. Like, what should they have done, Colin? Run the same line back that was one of the worst in the league last year? Like, I mean, come on now. Also, the Chiefs literally redid their entire offensive line in one offseason after they lost to Brady and the Bucs in the Super Bowl, and then they won the Super Bowl the next year. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and that was one of the teams that he was comparing it to, so I didn't even understand any of that. It didn't make any sense. But
you mean Colin Cowherd had a bad take on the Jets? Shocking.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But I appreciate it, and have a good one, Jake.
Darius, was this your first time calling? Is that what you said at the beginning?
Yeah, first time caller.
Hey, call back, man. Great call.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Appreciate you checking in. Darius, we got some new callers today. Love it. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. You know, the thing with Colin Cowherd that you got to respect is absolutely nothing.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
And remember, there's no bias at all when it comes to Colin and Aaron Rodgers.
Forget about his vaccine and political opinions. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high.
Of course, we really should value his takes on the Jets. The great Tom Ace says, Jake putting in that work today. Bravo. We ain't done, Tom. We're back tonight, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on ESPN Radio. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. Once again, shout out to everyone on the Patreon and Discord. You guys are the lifelines of the show, and one of those guys is on the line right now. The big fella up next. What's up, big fella?
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Happy Monday, my man. Happy Memorial Day.
Hey, happy Memorial Day, man. We got to keep all the vets in mind. You know, today's a very important day. Now, let me tell you something. I sat in 4.5 hours of traffic today. Okay, I'm driving home from the shore, and then I see that there's a notification for the show, and I see this clown starts talking about the Jets. Who is this guy?
You're not familiar with Kevin Clark?
I've never heard of this guy in my life. Never.
Yeah, he's not like, I don't want to like bash on the guy because I don't like make my criticisms personal when I do this. Yeah. But like he's not regularly on NFL Live, so he's more of a, I guess, a new person to giving takes, if that makes sense.
Is he trying to like make a name for himself or something like that? Try to like piss us off? I mean, try and get a headline. I don't understand, because literally I've never heard of this guy in my life.
He should not be confused with Chuck Clark, who will be one of our starting safeties.
And he will be amazing.
That's right.
Now, I got good news. I'm going to be at the opening at MetLife for this season coming up.
Thursday Night Football? Patriots?
Oh yeah. Me and the wife are going to be heading over there. It's going to be awesome.
The big fella's going to be in the building. We can't lose.
We are not losing. I've never lost when I went to a Jet game. So I'm looking forward to it. So,
that's big.
Anyway, just want to say what's up. Have a good rest of the day. Good luck tonight on the show, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
Big fella, I appreciate you, my man. Can't wait to see you in person for week. I keep saying week 1, week 3, Jets home opener. Sluggo says Clark played for the Redskins, I think. You're thinking of Ryan Clark, who played for the Steelers, Giants. I think he did play for the Redskins, too, at the end. We're talking about not Ryan Clark of ESPN. We're talking about this guy, Kevin Clark.
Kevin, you like their partnership?
No. I was in Green Bay 2 years ago doing a story on Matt LaFleur and his relationship with the entire team, including Aaron Rodgers. And I felt that the best thing about the Rodgers-LaFleur relationship was that LaFleur pushed Rodgers into new concepts, into new schemes, into blind throws he wasn't comfortable making. And I just feel like this isn't that. There isn't a lot of hard coaching going on right now. I just don't know where this goes. Apparently Robert Saleh is involved in the offense now. Is that supposed to be a good thing? I just don't see a lot of hope here.
By the way, Saleh being involved in the offense is a good thing. You don't think an elite defensive coach can't come to Aaron Rodgers and say, hey, if I was the defensive coordinator, here's how we would attack you with this personnel this week. You don't think that's valuable? Of course that's valuable. Also, the smugness at the beginning of his answer would drive me nuts if I'm a Jet fan, which I am. Listen to the little Jets. I'm Kevin Clark.
Kevin, you like their partnership?
No. I was in Green Bay 2 years ago.
Come on, dude. Really? Are we going to try and act like Matt LaFleur is the reason why Aaron Rodgers is one of the 5 best quarterbacks of all time? He's a nice coach. He's proven that. But stop it. All right? It's Aaron Rodgers. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we need right now? We need more calls. Gusbuster hotline is open. So if you want your voice heard, if you're a first-time caller, you've never called in before, you won't have to wait long. We're moving you to the front of the line if you call in.
If you go to gusbuster.com, you could purchase the best umbrella in the universe. And you could use the promo code Jake, so you'll get 15% off on any of your umbrellas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I just saw a legend that is out there in the comment section. I believe we might actually have a D's Nuts sighting in the comment section. Is Mike D's Nuts out there? If he is, you know his presence will be felt. Wish B, who gifted 5 memberships earlier, goes, I realized yesterday that I got gifted a membership thanks to Mike D's Nuts. I just paid it forward. Go Jake, go Jets. Thanks again, Wish B. We appreciate you. Hit the join button if you want to become an Asmaniac, or turn on gift receipts because you never know who's going to be making it rain. Mother effing Chew writes in, when he laughed, it sounded like he was keystering a cactus. Let's listen back to it. Does Kevin Clark sound like he's keystering a cactus?
Kevin, you like their partnership?
No. I was in Green Bay 2 years ago.
I can see it. I could see it. OG Jet fan is our guy Tommy, who just called before. San Fran's going to get hit hard right in the mouth on the opening drive. Amen. Let's go. Tom says Saleh reverse engineering the offense to help in game planning is a no-brainer. Of course, especially now, the way Rodgers explained it made sense. It's like Robert Saleh was learning the offense himself last year. He was going to let Rodgers and Hackett implement it. Now that Saleh's been here, he definitely could add some feedback. And one of the things that they said they want to do, which is smart, makes sense, is not be so Rodgers dependent. Obviously, the offense is Aaron Rodgers, but if God forbid he misses time, it can't be, oh, well, we're screwed because only Aaron knew how to get us in a certain play. Like, no. You got to have an offense that fits Tyrod Taylor, too, if he has to play. That just makes sense. Mike D's Nuts is in here, folks. He wrote Jake. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mike D's Nuts. Peter says, where's the join button? Well, Peter, you don't even need to worry about it because someone gifted you a membership. Your name lit up in green. Well, the join button is on the left-hand side of your screen if you're watching on your laptop. I think you could join from the phone too, though. Someone check me in the comment section if that's true. D's Nuts says, can't gift from my whack iPhone, only from my PC. Is that true? You can only gift memberships from the computer? I didn't know that. Well, Mike D's Nuts, you've done plenty, man, so don't feel like you have to. We appreciate you. NY Jets Florida is not a first-time caller, but he has called in, and we will put him on the air. Hello, NY.
Hey, Jake. Great job on your other shows. I tweeted you about the Mad Dog call. I was calling about Bakhtiari. I was Ted from Riverview, Florida.
I knew it was you. Yep.
Okay, you figured that out? Okay, cool. I had to throw in that thing. I know nothing about baseball. I don't even follow it, but I completely understand your take. Hey Jake, when you're a reporter like that and you go to interview somebody, do you get all? I mean, do you get all the details? I mean, he acts like he's like has intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the Packers. I mean, I would imagine you go in there and you're going to get limited information.
I don't think you get all the details, but he said he did a story on LaFleur. It means he sat down and interviewed him. Probably got some insight on like LaFleur's mindset or how that offense functioned when he spoke with him.
Right, but you're not going to get all the inner workings. So he's on the periphery of the knowledge, not much more than maybe somebody doing internet research. I mean, how much detail can you really get? So if I was, I would take that information with a grain of salt, like all the other guys who kind of just want to have a take. You know what I mean? It's just like you said, it's just lazy and.
Well, that to me is my pushback on it, right? Oh, they have no hope because Hackett bad. Like, really? Like this team is so much more than just Nathaniel Hackett. They won 7 games with no Rodgers and Hackett and 13 different combinations in the O-line last year. Like, I don't think people realize how impressive that. No one should celebrate 7 wins, but it's like it's impressive from the standpoint of the talent that was built, that's in place, and the defensive coaching that they have.
Definitely. Hey Jake, I did look up the record for Russell Wilson, all the actual statistics for Russell Wilson when Hackett was coach, and they were just almost as bad with Sean Payton. Okay, and they weren't quite as bad, but I mean Hackett was blown out the door rather quickly, and then Russell Wilson was ejected rather quickly too the next year. So that I just wanted to see how Russell Wilson played with Hackett, and it was mediocre for both. Peyton is obviously a better coach. Peyton got more out of Russell, but still he was gone rather quickly. And I know it was a money issue too. I'm sure it was that, but there is maybe a little bit of something there that Russell didn't last very long in Denver with either coach. Can't condemn Hackett for everything. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, Hackett is not a great offensive coordinator, but he's a people's person, and he's got a great relationship with Aaron, and that works. I mean, that's the bottom line. That works for what the Jets needed to do. Right, like Hackett's job is to keep Aaron Rodgers comfortable and then Aaron do his thing. Today's show presented by Liquid IV. Use promo code Jake Asman at checkout to get yourself Liquid IV. My favorite flavor is the lemon lime or the strawberry flavor. You can't go wrong with either. You can't go wrong with any of the Liquid IV flavors. Once again, promo code Jake Asman at checkout. You'll get 20% off. A lot of you were probably out and about this weekend. You're dehydrated. You were drinking. Stay hydrated with Liquid IV. And once again, you pour basically the little pouch you see on the screen into your cup, into your water bottle. And it's the equivalent of instead of having like 1 glass of water or 1 water bottle, it's the equivalent of actually having 3 from my hydration standpoint. So check it out. It's liquidiv.com, promo code Jake Asman with your purchase, and you will get 20% off. Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat has come in from Mike D's Nuts. Went to a car on Sunday and had a bunch of people approach about my Jets plate. I wonder, Mike, if you go around telling people you're a Jet fan, that they will eventually figure out that you aren't just any Jet fan. You're Mike D's Nuts.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
The legend that is Mike D's Nuts. What a guy. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. Comments, questions, super chats will, in fact, cut the line. Folks, it's raining memberships now. M. King has gifted 5, count it, 5 channel memberships. So if you hear your name called, there's only one man you could thank. And that man is M. King, return of Sack Exchange. And before we read the names, we simply say thank you.
Money, 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 money.
Mickey Rosa, Jetta Buttercup, EJ, Sovecito, and Christian Thompson. You are all officially as Maniac members. All right. Comments, questions, super chats, open phone lines if you want in on the conversation. Sneakers to Boots is up next. What's up, Sneakers?
What's going on, Jake? Just want to say happy Memorial Day to everybody. Thank you for the men and women who sacrificed and served this country. So kudos to them. Just want to make a couple quick points. I'm not even going to acknowledge this guy, Clark. Don't know who he is. Don't care. He's not anybody of significance to listen to. So I just want to give my take on the schedule real quick. So everybody's a little bit nervous about the San Francisco game, rightfully so. I think we actually come out and win that game. Punch them in the mouth. We end up winning that game in San Fran. But I actually do have us losing to Nashville. I have us losing in Nashville to the Titans. I think we're just going to be super amped up, coming back on that short flight, going back out. And then we're going to maybe look past them a little bit because we're going to be looking at that home opener. So I'll be at the home opener, so I'll be fired up, ready to be there. So I just want to get your take on that.
I mean, I hope you're wrong. Like, I hope they don't lose week 2. I think it's likely they're 1-1 though going into that Thursday night home opener. Though I think every Jet fan would sign for that. Now it'd be a little disappointing if they win week 1 and then they follow that up by losing to Will Levis, who, you know, I still don't think we know what he is yet as a quarterback. He's going into his second year. Maybe he ends up being good, but you think you're getting a break by getting him early in the year, right? So I don't know. It's possible. I mean, it's not easy to go Monday night and then short week, have to go on the road, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, typical Jet fan, typical cynical Jet fan, just planning for the floor to fall out from underneath. But I'll be in the building week 3. That'll be a loud environment. Can't wait to see what that environment's like. Just gonna be a representation of what last year was. So Jet fans will show out and show up. And I just want to say that Aaron Rodgers, I love that he's grabbing the bull by the horns and facing the narrative and knowing that this is an all-in year and not hiding from it. Because the amount of times that we sit here and we knock on wood, we do all this superstitious bullshit. Sorry for cursing, but it's enough, man. When has that ever benefited us? Never. I mean, we just gotta face the music. Like with Messier did with the Rangers, you know, any way he did to win in New York. I'm not a Rangers fan, but just kind of grab the bull by the horns and we'll see if the season takes us. So I'm applauding him for that. But otherwise, great show, Jake. Can't wait to listen to you if I can tonight. So have a good rest of the weekend.
Hey, Sneakers, appreciate you, man. Always bringing it with the great takes and the Jets gear. How about that Quinnen jersey there with that new hat, which is actually the old hat, but it's new again. Super Chat just came in. M. King, who just gifted 5 memberships, says heading back from Pittsburgh and wanted to join the membership fund Memorial Day. Let's go. Shout out to everyone who gifts memberships, man. It means a lot. It allows us to add more perks for members. It allows us to grow the channel. It's awesome. Helps fund the show, which is huge. And what is a bit of a, as we all understand, slower period of the calendar. Doing 2 shows a day in the month of May. Not always the easiest, but the Asmaniacs make it worthwhile. Super chat from Dano. You are the GM next spring. Who is your cornerback too? I mean, I want to extend DJ Reed and just keep him. I don't know if they're going to do that, though. That's what I would do. Carly says, I'm very dehydrated. LiquidIV.com, promo code Jake Asman, 20% off. More of your calls right now. Amsterdam Jet fan up next. Hello, Amsterdam Jet fan.
Good evening, afternoon, wherever you guys are in the world. Thanks for having me.
What time is it in Amsterdam?
It's past midnight, 10 past midnight. So that's the only I only get to catch you at these times, actually, because the other times I'm still working or running around or whatever. So I thought I'd call in. I call in like once every 2 months or so, I think, something like that. But what I wanted to say is I do listen every day, and this cast of characters that you've created, this family, is just absolutely amazing. I want to congratulate you and everybody that's part of it, because it's pretty unique, actually. I mean,
Thanks,
as far as I could tell, like through all the different content creators, there's not quite something quite like this, which is, you know, this amazing cast of characters that comes back. I'm gonna forget too many to name them all, but I love all you guys. You're amazing. It's fun content, but it's also like you couldn't script this stuff if you wanted to, right? It's like
it makes it fun, right? I mean, it allows us to basically talk about one team for the most part year round, which is like people are always like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, you just got to watch the show, and it somehow works itself out.
It does kind of work itself out enough to the point that you got people around the world listening every day. I mean, that's pretty crazy if you think about it. To the topic though of today, I mean, I was actually going to call in a couple of days ago with this complaint. I didn't see this one. I saw a bunch of other things, and especially like that guy Nick Wright. I don't know if you've seen him say some stupid things.
I mean, he despises Aaron Rodgers, so every day it's like
yeah,
it's so predictable.
It's like a mission or something for him. But I did see a mic drop that Greg Jennings like kind of called him out on. Did you see that one?
I did actually watched it before the show today. Greg James was like, believe me, as someone who was in the huddle with him, the juice is worth the and then Nick Wright was still trying to like spout out this like nonsense that he wasn't like good in 22. And it's like, are you conveniently leaving out he had a broken thumb? And Nick Wright's, well, I know he had some sort of thumb thing.
Some thumb issue. Yeah.
Nick, you try and throw a football with a broken thumb on your throwing hand and tell me how that works. Like, what are we talking about? And also, I just went through the stats earlier in the show. I don't know if you saw it, Rick. Like Aaron's quote unquote bad year. Like we would build Zach Wilson a statue if he put up those numbers. Like, you know, like
that best stats ever would have been something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I still don't understand where it all. I mean, I guess it comes from the hatred to the man, I suppose, or the ignorance towards it. I guess maybe a little bit because a lot of people don't seem to actually listen to what he says.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
They're 100% right.
Yeah. Anyway, for anybody who thinks I'm original, I'm not. By the way, this is a total tribute to Buffalo Jet fan, of course, my name and the mic. So shout out to our friends in the Jet community everywhere.
The mic just is the icing on the cake. I wouldn't have picked up that it was a shout out to BJF until I saw the mic.
It's usually in the shot, but it's anyway. Shout out to everyone. Thanks, Sam. I'll call in a couple of months.
Please do. You'll be one of the few people watching us live as we're like 2 a.m. after some of these Sunday night and Monday night games. Rick will be getting ready to start the workday. That's gotta be tough in Amsterdam. Some of these primetime games, man. Oh my God. Because when the Jets play at 1:00, it's prime time in the UK. Unreal. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. This one is from the M King, who writes in, Jake, I've been a Jets fan since Super Bowl III. I never felt like the typical Jet thing is real. I hope this year we stop saying it. Jet the hell up. I mean, the Chiefs were the same exact franchise as the Jets before Mahomes. It can change. The Lions were a joke until this past year. Like, it's hard to change. No one's saying it's going to be easy, but like the Lions got a lot of hype going into last year too. And people were like, it's the Lions. Let's see it to believe it. And look what they did. They went all the way to the championship game. You wouldn't sign for that now if you're the Jets? That kind of year? Yeah, I'd sign right now to go to the AFC Championship with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Give me that opportunity. Jay Savage says, shout out to the Asmaniacs. Good to hear everyone's calling into the ESPN radio show today to support our boy Jake. It was awesome. A bunch of people called yesterday. In fact, I posted a couple segments I did on the Jets on the national show I did on Mad Dog on the channel earlier. So check that out if you want more content. But Gary called in and tried to peddle his Bower Boy BS.
Bower Boy.
We got a bunch of regulars. Alan Poughkeepsie, also known as Mr. Bonesy, called in. Bonesy called the 98.7 show today. Ricky called today. Bobby Midnight called both shows. So appreciate everyone out there. It means a lot. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Before we continue with your calls, there's something I have to play. A lot of people have been asking for an update on what the latest is with Scott. And while I don't have an update on caller Scott, I would like to share some life lessons that if you missed the show the past couple of weeks, he's been bestowing on us if you've tuned into the Jake Asman Show.
It's time for some life lessons with Scott.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Bill Parcells had a horse here. Years ago, I was doing pest control. So I'm spraying around this pool, and you can tell it's his house. Of course, my pants fall down. They're clapping and hooting and hollering. I get a call back from the office, and go, hey, Scott, are you spraying with your pants off? Because people are calling in because your pants are down, looking at your legs and your underwear. I was like, yeah, I'm spraying with my pants down. They wanted me to flex and shit, so I did. Show off my legs. I'm worried about our right guard.
Scott,
Who
how
do you
do you
think
go
that's
back to
gonna-
talking about football?
I just weighed myself at the gym. What we're doing is this. So I got to get my fat ass into shape. I'll have my workouts taped.
What is the goal?
I want to be sat down. An entity comes in. It's Mother Nature. And I'm sitting down in this cave, and there's like the ambiance of all the here we go, Gator. Fireflies are lighting up like candles. I am who you think I am. I am Mother Nature herself. From the deep sea creatures to my land beasts to all swarms, everything that nourishes and grows, creatures of flight. That's the shit you start with. I'm starting to get my world-class legs back again. My legs are awesome. I'm going to say this one time. I'm going to get into shape. Muscularity, thickness. I've been homeless twice. So what I'm telling you is that when they say you can't do shit, no. Anyone who has ailments and physical disabilities, you're limitless. I hope it helps somebody. If it helps somebody, that's all that matters.
God bless, Scott.
Yeah.
We look forward to hearing from you again and following the fitness journey.
Well,
are you with all the ducks right now? There's a lot of quacking going on.
There was 2 ducks fighting. The youngsters are swimming, but yeah, we're out there. So there's our youngsters. Should I ask them if they want to go on YouTube? Excuse me, ladies. NFL Jet football talk on YouTube. It's live. Do you want to go on and just say hello to YouTube?
No, thank you.
I thought you were going to ask the ducks if they wanted to come on the show, not the 2 ladies at the park.
You know what? Generation Z and X, it's like, look, guys, and these people looked at me like I'm kind of crazy and shit. I got to get in shape. IV, liquid water. Here.
Oh yeah.
There's a little bit. Whatever. 6-pack of abs. It's not working.
Take it easy there, Scott. Scott.
I know you're going to see them because they're going to look amazing. Like Bobby Midnight set. He's a big ball of crap.
Well, Scott, thanks for calling. I'm glad day 1 of the workouts went well, and you're still not banned from the park.
Never forget it.
I never will. Thank you. Hello, Scott.
Oh, like I said, pest control when I was spraying his house and my pants fell down. I got to go to the gym.
Scott, thank you for the time. What the hell? Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is Scott, who's called back in. Hello, Scott. 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 Let me try and wake him up. Hold on. Didn't work. Let's see if he's awoken. Scott, you're up next. Hello, Scott. Hey.
Oh, hey. No, I'm awake. It just with the underwear.
Yes.
Did you like that? That's nothing, dude. I've been kicked out of 2 zoos. In a cage, there was a male tiger and a male lion. The male tiger didn't like me. He tried to pee on me, the male lion. Now, that's a rope about like this thick that shot out about 8 to 10 feet. I got kicked out of that one.
Oh, no. We can't lose Scott mid-second story on why he was banned from a zoo.
And those were just a few life lessons from Scott.
Folks, we can't thank Scott enough for everything he does for this channel. Hit the like button. Shout out to Scott. Hope you're having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened again. Mike D's nuts has gotten over to his computer. He's at the PC, and he has decided it is time to make it rain for all the Asmaniacs. Here we go. 5 memberships have been gifted, courtesy of, once again, Mike D's Nuts.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
If you hear your name called, there's only one man you can thank, and slam the D's Nuts emoji. Here for the memes: Jack Oliveri, Frank, Joe Galino, Tim Odenthal. You are all an Asmaniac officially. And folks, as I'm reading off the list of names, he's done it again. 10 more memberships, courtesy of Mike D's Nuts.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
I could do this all day. It's Memorial Day, and there's nothing like D's Nuts making it rain. My neighbors probably are deeply confused why I'm talking about D's Nuts for like the 4th or 5th time in a week. James Cafiero, Joseph Rivera, Stephen NYC, Broadway Scott, me and my dog, Robert Hinan, Philip Rizak Jr., Regio, Papa Kel 718, T-Jet 73. You are all officially as maniacs. Congratulations. And once again, shout out to Mike D's Nuts. If you got a membership, it's just $5 to gift one to somebody else. Pay it forward, because I know certainly Mike D's Nuts certainly has. More of your calls on the Gus Buster hotline. Johnny Boy is up next. What's up, Johnny?
Yo, what up, Jake? How you holding up, bro?
Hey, man, I'm good, dude. I'm working a lot this weekend, but I had a nice little pool day on Saturday, so it was a good weekend overall.
Yeah, man. We had a pool right now, and I'm at my pool, and it started fucking thundering and raining the whole nine, so it sucks, man, but it is what it is.
Yeah, good day to work for me because the weather was terrible. I don't have FOMO today like I did yesterday.
Hey, question, right? So kind of what Secret the Boost was talking about like, you know, superstitious that Jet fans we are and whatnot. Do you have any? Like, do you got any like rituals that you've done, or any kind of like, you know, you on game day you wear a green sock on the left foot and everything? So
no, I used to, like when the Jets were in the playoffs in 09 and 10, we had to watch every game at the main event. Like during the 09 playoff run, that was the thing, because the Jets had beaten the Chargers, and we went to the main event. Before that, when they beat the Bengals, the back-to-back weeks, we went to the main event both times. So that was the last time I had a true Jet tradition. I've tried everything. The team's been terrible. It hasn't worked.
yeah, I hear that, man. There's one curse that I like. I love the guy and everything, but everybody that knows me knows how I feel about it. The guy's got to go. You know, I think he's lived his life to the fullest. But anyways, man, just was calling in real quick. Wanted to say, you know, happy Memorial Day to everybody, especially to the armed services, man. Thank you for everything you guys have done and the line of duty and whatnot. So appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. We'll be watching you.
Johnny, appreciate you. Folks, you can't make it up. Mike D's Nuts. He's dropping the nuts for the people. It's happened again. 5 more.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
It's crazy, man. Crazy. Mike D's Nuts. You're wild, bro. That is now 20 memberships that Mike D's Nuts has gifted in this one show. Forgive Gree XXN, Derek, Hennessy Heisman, Brian Ramacho, EJ, you have all received a channel membership. More memberships, baby. More. Who's next? Who's paying it forward for the people? Mike D's Nuts has stepped up. Mike D's Nuts is a man of the people here on Memorial Day. Captain Jet Sparrow, great name. Up next on the show. What's up, Captain Jet Sparrow?
Hey, how you doing, man? Just doing some grilling here, having a great time.
Looks good.
I finished the Jets cave in the garage. If you wanted to check it out,
I was just about to ask. So you were the one who tweeted me this morning that you were listening to the show, and then that you were setting up the Jet cave. So let's see the finished product.
Okay, so here's what we got. There it is.
Wow. Looks good.
Yeah, dude. 2 days. And there's a wall of Darnold jerseys, but I feel like we've all had that story. Those a couple other stuff here. Sauce and, you know, display the ones that when I'm driving into the garage that I'm not cringing when I see it. You know what I mean?
That's tremendous.
So, yes. Well, thanks for having me on the show, and hope to do it again. So have a good Memorial Day, man.
You too. Hey, what are you grilling, by the way? They look like burgers there. Am I wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Got some burgers going.
Enjoy.
So, thank you. Have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Captain Jet Sparrow. What a name, by the way. What a name. Dan writes in, Aaron Rodgers is the dragon. Mike Dragon D's Nuts across your forehead with memberships. That's one way to put it, Dan. Mother effing Chew says I can watch that all day. Amen. Bobby Midnight says, Jake, I'm glad I asked you to have a show today. Me too, Bobby. Without you, we all wouldn't be benefiting from the great Mike D's Nuts. Someone in the audience is very jealous. Carly says Mike D's Nuts is the legit Jake Asman Show sugar daddy. Yeah, damn right. Tom writes in, the TSA put Alan on the no-fly list. Alan keeps commenting that his flight is delayed. He's having a nightmare travel situation. And folks, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. No, I'm just kidding. That's rough. I mean, today's a big travel day. So if you're traveling on Memorial Day, safe flight. Hopefully it's not delayed too bad. Richard Todd writes in, get a Richard Todd jersey and things will turn around. Tom writes in, needed Bobby to read that super chat in a sexy voice. I'll tell you what, Bobby, if we get a couple super chats here, we'll have we don't do this segment often. We save it for special occasions. Any super chat we get, Bobby Midnight can read it. But he's got to call back in because he's currently not on hold right now. So, Bobby, if you're still out there, we'll put you on hold and you could read the super chats if they come in. Mike says Alan's takes are always first class. More like steerage. Tom writes in, Bobby probably made an anonymous phone call to TSA on Alan's behalf. Clancy writes in, is it no longer a Miami meetup, just Houston game now, or is there a chance for both? Houston is a home game. I plan on doing a Miami meetup too. I want to go to that game. I'm also working on London right now to do a meetup in London. So stay tuned for information on that. Hopefully by the end of this week, I should know a location for at least one meetup in London. Trying to do something a little bigger too, but unfortunately this stuff is not always up to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight is called in, so we bring him on right now. And Bobby, I don't have a super chat for you to read right now, but I do have 5 memberships that have been gifted by one man, so you could read it aloud, all right?
Okay, thank you very much, Mike D. Nuts. I'm happy we're having a show today. Okay, let's read the names.
Hold on, let me do this first.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
You see the list of names?
Do I have to do them in a sexy voice, though?
Yeah, you can just read their names normal. Just shout out who got the membership.
Good. Okay, let's go. You put it in the chat?
Well, yeah. Do you see it in the chat?
Oh, I could do it from the chat. Yeah, that's good.
The first name is Rourke's Drift. That's where we're looking, all right?
Yeah, 1985. Walter McAdoe. Justin Heath. James Patrick. Michael Pergroguzia. Okay, how's that?
That was good.
Did I do good? Okay.
Yeah, I think Mike D's Nuts, you gifted the membership. He wrote ha 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 ha. He liked it.
Mike D Nuts, you are awesome, my man. Hey, Alan, call in. I want to cheer you up at the airport. Let's call in.
You want Alan?
Yeah, make the show funny. Come on.
I'm surprised by this, Bob. I thought you didn't like Alan.
Oh, come on. Let's make the show go. Come on. We got to make it. It's a special Memorial Day.
I like it.
We got to cheer Alan up at the airport. I'm sorry, he's stuck at which airport is he stuck at?
I don't know. I appreciate that you're a fan of just good entertainment, Bobby. That even if you don't like Alan, you know that you and him going at it is good for the show.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When I need help setting up StreamYard on my channel, can you help me out?
Are you starting a YouTube channel, Bobby?
I had that way before, but I was using the OSB. I rather use StreamYard. Can you help me set it up?
Have you tried going to StreamYard.com?
Yeah, I tried. I don't know how to set it up, though.
All right, we can talk about it.
Okay, because I had this guy from Canada help me with the OSB. And oh my God, you got to see the first few shows.
Hey, Bobby, when is your next show?
Well, when I get my StreamYard up, and then everybody could call in.
I'm going to ask you about it every day, like you ask me what time my shows are.
Well, you have to help me set it up, and I can do it. I'll do it. I do trivia, sports talk. I can do everything.
All right, we got another super chat to get to here.
Okay, now we do it sexy, right? We have to do it sexy voice, right?
Oh, that's up to you.
Well, I thought they wanted in sexy voice for the super chats.
I'm sure Big Fella would want this the sexy voice. So go ahead.
All right. The big fella, Carly, I'm Bobby, and I can be your boyfriend. So call in so we could talk cute thing. How old is Carly? I'm an old fart. Carly must be in the 20s or something. Big fella, what are you doing to me? I'm not a hoe, you know. God, I'm not that old. I'm old. How Carly's probably in the 20s. Carly has a boyfriend.
Here's another super chat for you, Bobby.
What?
Another super chat.
Okay. Jets Johnny. The true heroism is remarkably sober, very undramatic. I agree with that. It is not the urge to surpass all others at whatever cost, but the urge to serve others at whatever cost. Arthur Ashe, isn't he a tennis player?
Arthur Ashe, yeah.
Okay. Semper, whatever that means. Happy Memorial Day and go Jets.
Well done.
Is that French? That must be French, right?
It's a good question. Hey, Bobby, are you ready for this next call?
Yes. Is it Alan, my friend?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now live from the airport where we hope his flight is delayed for all of eternity is Alan. Hello, Alan.
I didn't say that. Alan, I did not say that. I feel bad for you, my friend. What airport are you at? You went to Texas?
I'm sitting next to my wife. She's miserable. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. I hate this.
Let me say hi to your wife. Let me say hi.
Honey, you want to get on?
Yeah, tell me.
I was just looking at going to kill me.
Well, I'm the funny one. Tell him I'm the one who said what I said before.
I didn't hear you say that. You said?
Remember what I said to her before and she thought it was hilarious?
Yeah, she said, she thought it was funny when you said you couldn't believe that she was married to me. I understand.
Yeah.
She says that every night.
But where are you on? Where are you? In Dallas, Texas?
No, I'm actually at Newark, waiting to go home to Charlotte.
Oh.
Every 20 minutes, there's another delay by 45 minutes. So.
Because it's raining all day.
Oh my God, this fucking country. Sorry.
I feel bad for you. I wouldn't want to be in the airport all day. Well, at least you're drinking. That's good.
That's the only way I can survive.
I agree, but I don't drink anymore, so I don't need it. Yeah.
Well, Bobby, I hope you. No, I really don't. Well, I'm
that's your problem.
You actually have a show on Memorial Day. God bless.
Well, I asked them for it, Alan.
That's right. You can thank Bobby, Alan.
You have that much power.
Yeah, Bobby wrote in the Discord, am I doing a show? And I said, Bobby, do you want me to do a show? And Bobby said, yes.
Bobby, can you do me a favor? Can you just turn on BMAC? He's just an asshole. Can you please do that?
No, BMAC's my friend, too.
He's not a good person.
Yes, he is.
I don't even like you, but I hate him more, I think.
Well, I just worry about you at the airport. I hope you don't get robbed or stabbed, okay?
Bobby Midnight. Well done, Bobby.
I try to be nice and he's shitting on me. That's not fair. I'm trying to be a nice person.
Okay, here's a super chat from Gator that he wants you to read. Are you ready?
All right, I love Gator. That's my pal. Gator, read. Alan, I hope your next shit is square. Your next shit is square. What does that mean? Bobby, read.
Addison's got a super chat for you.
What does that mean? Mike, who's Cheese Harry? I don't know who Cheese Harry is. Who's Cheese Harry?
I'm not quite sure what this means.
I don't know either.
How about this one?
Yeah. A-Rod 2022 year was better than Alan's last year.
I don't know if that's actually true or not. I'd have to look that up. Alan had a pretty good year.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I was trying to be very nice to Alan, right?
You were. He can't accept your friendship, Bobby.
Well, that's his problem. Let the turd be by himself in the forest.
Well said. Bobby, stay on the line. If I get more super chats and memberships, we'll bring you back. All right.
Yeah, I just disagree with the guy who today you had on. He's a moron. He's smoking some kush. Like him and Canty should get together and be lovers. I think so.
Noted. Thank you, Bobby. Hit the like button and make sure you smash that Bobby Midnight emoji after that performance. Well done. Brian checks in. He's an Asmaniac. Thanks to Mike D's Nuts for the membership. Well, thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Once again, shout out to Mike for making it happen. More of your calls right now. Joining us on the line is a guy whose head is always spinning. Gary in Texas. Hello, Gary.
Hey, what's going on, Jake?
This is a rare sight. You actually not in your home base. You're just walking around.
I'm walking my dog. You want to meet Cannoli? Hey, hi, Cannoli.
Hi, Cannoli.
Oh, yeah, I had to get out to do something. You don't have in-laws. The best part of being single probably is not having in-laws. Sitting outside at a barbecue with my absolute favorite people in 98-degree weather. It's absolutely lovely. Do that for 6 hours. But try to make the best of things. Oh, you know who just moved into my neighborhood about 10 minutes away?
Brock Bowers?
No, but that would be awesome if he did. I'll give you a hint. He was at the Mavs game yesterday.
Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes. Well, a little nicer part of the neighborhood, but yeah, Westlake. I live in a town called Roanoke. The town right next to it is Westlake, and that is Southlake, where Queen Ewers is from. So Pat Mahomes lives less than 10 minutes from me. They had a whole, like the local newspaper had a whole, pictorial of his home. $7 million.
Well, he's from Tyler, Texas. So
yeah, he's from East Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did we get an update on Dre? Is Dre okay?
That's actually a great. Well, we know he had the procedure on Friday. He posted the picture in the Discord.
So
I gotta check.
Enough?
I don't. I'm assuming it did. I don't want to speak for him, but obviously I'm sure he's recovering from it.
Okay, but we haven't heard from him since, right? No one's heard from him?
I personally have not, but this is the first show I've done since before his procedure.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. When you start the Jake Asman Network, you have to have a show, a weekly show at least, if not daily, with Bobby and Alan hosting the show, just bickering. It would be a ratings bonanza.
You know what would not be a ratings bonanza? You giving any sort of food take.
Because of the gas station pizza thing. I never said gas station pizza was good. I said it was better than McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King. That's all I said. I never said it was good. And then someone said in the Discord, Gary likes gas station pizza. No, that's not what I said. I like cannolis. You like cannolis, Jake?
I like cannolis, sure.
Cannolis are actually my favorite thing in New York. Like even better than the pizza, like cannolis. And like in the bakeries, the Philly Tell, black and white cookies. Like that's real. Like even better than the pizza is the pastries. That's really what I'm going to eat a ton of pizza when I'm there too. I wanted to ask you about that. Now that I'm on the subject, the June 20th event in Hicksville, is that a go?
Yes, it is a go. Are you going to be on Long Island?
I got to talk to the wife. There's a chance I can make it.
Oh my God! If Gary comes to our event, could you imagine?
It's right by the Hicksville train station.
It's not far, correct?
Since from the Hicksville train station, or would I have to take an Uber? Either way, it's not a make or break thing. I'm just wondering.
To be honest, I haven't done the deep dive on how specifically close it is, but it's not far.
Okay. And then the actual point I had, the Jets have no hope. Look, if you don't have any haters, you're not doing your job right. Like half of it is that they know they'll get a reaction. They know that it'll kick off the Jet fan base and they'll get a discussion on it. But the other half is that they're good. Right? I get the same thing with the Longhorns. Like the Longhorns can't play in the SEC. They beat Alabama and they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl a couple of years ago. Of course they can. It's not a real critique. They're just trying to get underneath your nerves and be haters and start the hating because they know the Jets are going to be competitive. Like whether or not you think they're the best team in the AFC, okay, fine, we can debate that. They're one of the best teams in the AFC. We know that. So they're just trying to touch a nerve.
Now, your favorite food in New York, you said, is cannoli, and your dog's name is Cannoli too? Is that where the name comes from?
That's where the yeah.
Is Cannoli a boy or a girl dog name?
Cannoli is a girl.
Show us the dog again, Gary. Aw.
So, were you were still in Texas when we had that freeze, right?
I was, yeah. I was on the nightly news because of that.
Okay. So when we had that freeze, she was in a south shelter, and they didn't have any room for her, and they needed to find someone to adopt her. Oh, they were gonna have to earmuffs, send her to the glue factory, so to speak. So a friend of ours that we homeschool with took her in. My kids met her. They said, "We can't keep her. Do you want her?" And I've never had a dog in my whole life. So now I got a dog, and like I've had the dog since it was the first week of February, I think. Absolute dog person. I now love dogs.
Wow.
Yeah. Changed my whole outlook. Like I really get why they say they're man's best friends. When I'm in my office working, she'll come sit with me for 3 hours and not move until I do. I come to the door, she jumps on me. I really get why they say dog is man's best friend.
I feel like your relationship with that dog is going to be very similar to your relationship with Olu Fashanu as a player. You're going to come to really appreciate him and be grateful the Jets selected him over a tight end.
Yeah, you know what it is? Like your first love. When your first love, my first love ghosted me after 2 years of dating her. She just like ghosted me. And that was before that was even a thing. This is like 2002, 2003.
I didn't know we were going so deep here, Gary.
Just gone. Kim Wynn. If you're listening, shout out Kim Wynn. Just gone. And you think it's the end of the world, but that's not the one for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about Bowers. Okay, that's not the one. It wasn't meant to be. On to the next.
Gary, great call.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac. Yeah, ladies, you can do music.
What a call that was. Oh, man. Gator's unreal. I think Gary's unreal before that. Gator says dogs eat anything but gas station pizza. Good God. Paul says chicken on pasta greater than naming your dog after a dessert. Great take. Gator says hope that dog is deaf. God. A lot of people saying poor dog. The dog is adorable, though. I will give Gary that. Cannoli appears to be a great dog. Unreal. John says Gary dropping knowledge per usual. Big fella says chicken and pasta is awesome. How do you not like chicken Alfredo? Because Gary said it's not good. I mean, unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some super chats to get into. First things first, Mike D's Nuts sends us a super chat, which always cuts the line on this program. Bobby and Alan being friendly is so wholesome. Gotta love it. The show is the best. And then D's Nuts super chats us. Tyson is the GOAT. Gary, fight me. Met him 3 times and have his autograph from 87. I should have played this drop instead. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure why, but he has called back in. Tommy, back on the line. Hello, Tommy.
Jake, my brother, can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you, Tommy.
All right. I wanted to say, Gary, yo, you're the man, dude. Like, Gary, you the man. I got to laugh on that. But the one thing I wanted to call back in real quick was, did you see Macaulay Corley in that 17 jersey? He looks just like my boy Wilson, and now he's rocking the 5. He has biceps that were, when I was in high school, they said, when you're a wide receiver, curls are for the girls. You don't work out the curls. Like, you do the squats, you do bench press, you don't do any of that. Macaulay Corley has biceps that are gonna. His biceps are bigger than linebackers.
Tommy, can you repeat the first name of the player you're talking about?
Macaulay Corley, is that his name?
You mean Malachi?
Malachi Corley. Just like Olu Fashanu. Now it's a different first name. We got to get used to these guys' names, but they're on the Jets.
Yeah, but Malachi is like pretty like that. Like I've never heard anyone call him whatever you were just calling him.
What did I call him? It's all good, man. Malachi Corley. That's his name, right?
I think you called him Macalite, but Malachi is his name. Yes.
When you look at that guy walk onto the field and you see his arms, his biceps are bigger than middle linebackers, and his forearms, veins sticking out. He's ready to just stick somebody to the ground. And I wanted to just call after Gary because Gary's the man, and that's the first time I ever seen his call where he wasn't sitting behind his 3D boxing his little area. And I wish I had some pigeons or some birds to talk to about some Jet fans around here like Scott does, but I'm sorry, I don't. And I'm just 100%, bro. Let's go Jets, baby. JETSJ. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Tommy,
keep being awesome.
Appreciate you, man. Great call. Shout out to Macintosh or Macaroni or Macalaya Corley. I'll call him whatever. I just hope he balls out like I think he's going to. I loved what Rodgers said about him last week. Bonesy says, guys, I'm driving. Please stop. Bonesy, I know what we need right now, right? Obviously, you're driving. We don't want you to laugh so hard that, God forbid, something would happen. You get into a serious accident. So I'm going to bring on someone that is always about being serious, talking only Jets football and nothing else. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the Gusbuster hotline right now is Chiefs fan. Hello, Chiefs fan.
What up? I've been grilling all weekend, even in the storms. Like, when pork is this cheap, brats are this cheap, it's worth to clog your arteries.
Oh, baby. So give us an idea on what's been on the grill. Some pork. What else we got?
Brats, different types of ribs for my neighbor. And we do charcoal, by the way. I know a lot of people like propane, but you can't smoke meats with propane the way you do it with charcoal.
Are you the one on the grill, Cheats fan, or it's someone in your grilling party?
I'm grilling. I learned how to grill since I was like 11 years old. Like, I wanted to learn ever since I was a kid. So one day we went fishing, didn't catch any fish, bought some pork steaks and hot dogs, and that's the first when I learned how to grill.
Very nice.
I've been grilling since 11 years old, like a real American. No, you don't like my Celtics winning, but at least we're kicking those Pacers' ass for you.
Yep. Look, I can't stand the Pacers, so it's nice to see them hopefully get swept later. And then I will not root for you guys in the finals, but it is what it is.
I don't want Dallas to win anything. If you were still in Texas, I'd be like, okay, maybe Dallas. But I'm like, I grilled all weekend. My neighbor got some bratwurst meat and made his own bratwurst, spicy cheese and onion.
Any steaks?
Bratwurst. At these prices, I rather go out and buy those, those steak cubes for beef stew.
Oh yeah, you strike me as a big beef stew guy.
Before my blood pressure pills, yeah. Now I'm a chicken noodle guy or a vegan vegetable soup. That I had to, like, I used to be 350 pounds. Like, I used to be a big guy, so I had to eat like a vegan/vegetarian for a year. Hated every bit of it.
Really? Now, what condiments do you put on your hot dog, Cheats fan?
I do spear pickle, rosemary salt, or celery salt, either or, and then I do honey. I mix some store-bought mustard with some spices with some honey. So yeah.
Now give us a breakdown. How many people are at the cookout that you're grilling?
Oh no,
for?
there's not. It's just not that many people to cook out. I was just grilling for me and 2 other neighbors.
Really? So obviously this is not the neighbor who died the day of the Super Bowl.
No. I when we grill, we go out there and grill at least like 8 pounds of food between us, so we have enough food to eat over the next 2 weeks. I'm like, when the NBA finals come around, we got like 20 pounds of wings to grill so we can eat throughout the week.
Now, are you freezing this stuff? Because it will go bad if you don't. Right?
Oh yeah, we free. I went out last month. Pork steaks were on sale. I went out on the 1st. This month, pork steaks were on sale for $7. And since I knew the butcher, I got the butcher's deal at the butchery. And I got mine for $5. And then for the wings, my local grocery store was doing buy 2.5 pounds of wings, get one free. So I did bought two, get one free. And I'm like, And I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, you can't freeze your meats to make them taste fresh." I'm like, I grew up in the ghetto. When steaks were on sale, we made sure we had enough to stock up for 6 months worth because that's how long they're good in the freezer for. So we like when they would go on sale during the holidays, we would put our money together, get all the steaks ready, and we would be out there grilling in the blizzard, like giving a damn.
So, Chiefs fan, based on what you're telling me, you might be open to coming to an L5 tailgate at MetLife this year before a Jets game and cook it up for the people.
I don't think I could afford to visit New York. I could not afford to visit New York because I'm saving up for that gaming PC still.
What if we flew you in?
I might go. It's just gonna be honest with you. I just don't like crowds. Like before COVID, I could be in a crowd of 1,000 people and not mind it. After COVID, after all that stuff spreading and seeing how fast people drop like flies, I'm like, I'm not a big crowd guy.
Interesting. No, it's funny. Mr. Bonesy actually offered up his shoe store for you to kind of sleep in if you wanted to take him up on it.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like I'm just not a big crowd guy. I'm like, after back in the day where they teach us in school, like here's the influenza flu, here's the 1919s, 1920s flu. And then witnessing COVID and people dropping like flies, I'm like, I don't mind staying in my rural little area.
I gotcha. Well, I'm glad it was a successful cookout. Thank you for giving us the update.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Chiefs fan. As I promised you, Mr. Bonesy, we got right back to the Jets talk there. Ladies and gentlemen, Rodney has gifted 10 channel memberships. Unreal. Rodney goes, enjoy the memberships as maniacs. Rodney's not even a member himself. Rodney, wow.
Show me the money.
Show me the money!
Money.
If you hear your name called, you have to thank Rodney Pelletier. Hopefully I pronounced his last name properly because he deserves it. Johnny Ace, Adirondack Fly Guy, Stephen T, HBB, Kick-Ass Jets, Jay Saul, James Bowen, Andrew Kennedy, who gifted 1 million memberships the other day. He finally got one gifted to himself. Ernest Duncan, Chris M, Neil Levy, you were all officially as maniacs. And folks, this show has been all time. 47 new members, a bunch of great super chats. If you have more super chats, we'll bring Bobby Midnight on to read some of them. We're celebrating here on Memorial Day. We, of course, will not forget those who made the ultimate sacrifice. But I want to shout out everyone for their support here. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. We took Friday and Saturday off. We still put out content on the channel, though. You got some segments from my shows on Sirius. So we never stop working on this channel. You guys know that. This Jets season is going to be an all-timer. I mean, look how much fun we're having now. Unreal. You know, a lot of people maybe don't understand the significance of a lot of us in the comment section always bringing up, you know, Chiefs fans' neighbor. So when he said that he was obviously grilling for, you know, the neighborhood or for his people that live next to him, it got me curious because this great moment happened the day after the Super Bowl when Chiefs won the whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is none other than Chiefs fan. Hello, Chiefs fan.
Yo, last night I was outside talking and I walked over and checked on my neighbor and I found out my neighbor passed away in his lawn chair. So
this call was not going where I thought it was going. Chief.
Well, the old man had a bladder problems. Let's just say that he was 90s. He didn't take his medication, and he was going to smoke a cigar with me, but he wasn't there.
Is it a real story?
This is a real story.
And he passed away on his lawn chair in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Walked inside of his house, checked on his dog, poured a shot of vodka, and I'm like, no, this isn't going to be enough. Chugged about 1/4 of the vodka that we usually drink. I'm like, the old man had to die during the big game. But yeah, I was happy we won.
Yeah. Hey, Chiefs fan, congrats on the Super Bowl win, man. I don't know what to say. I figured this was going to be a celebratory call for the great Chiefs fan, and it was not that.
So that is why we always ask about Chiefs fans' neighbor, because you just never know what's going to happen. And folks, the reason why Chiefs fan has the opportunity whenever he wants to stay at Mr. Bonesy's shoe store is because Bobby Midnight, on behalf of Mr. Bonesy, actually interviewed Chiefs fan for a position at Alden Shoe Store. Ladies and gentlemen, Chiefs fan. Now, for those who are unaware, Chiefs fan broke the news to us that he's currently mowing lawns for a living.
I wasn't going to work retail. I worked at Walmart for part-time. I'm not going to be in there when some crazy-ass white person wants to set some shit on fire, and then the guy sets the guy on fire. I wonder why there's a fire truck at Walmart. I'm like, oh, that crazy fucker actually did it.
Bonesy writes in, Jake, I gave Bobby the rights to make decisions on Alden shoes. Maybe Bobby can interview Chiefs fan for me.
It's time for a Bobby job interview.
Are you into shoes at all?
I watched enough of Al Bundy to know about basic shoe stuff and
Let me measure your chest.
looked into shoe stuff, and my friends would always have the newest pair of Jordans while I was sitting there with $35 Dr. Scholl's not giving a damn what people said.
Look at me. Do you ever sell anything?
I would convince people like, oh, there's this new card product, go and buy it. Or like, I see you eyeing those plushies. One of their workers would always go open the fire door and light up a joint.
If you worked at Alden's, what would you say to a customer?
Do you need any art support? Would you like to purchase these shoes that are on sale? I wanted to be a Walmart greeter, but nowadays they give that to the elderly.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Clean the cards, but they asked them, oh, they would do it anyway.
Times when people would, there's times when people would be in the hood.
Chiefs fan, you got the job. Bonesy already wrote in, Chiefs fan, you're hired.
Perfect. But the thing is, as a 13-year-old, I was cleaning cars better than the people who work at the car cleaning places because.
Well, Bobby, excellent job. Thank you for your service.
No problem.
You go back to your lawn chair now, Bobby. What a show, folks. You won't find this anywhere else. You really won't. I mean, it's been quite the show. We're not done yet. You want to know why we're not done yet? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have what we like to call a D's Nuts alert.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
This show is off the rails today. Rodney Pelletier just got a membership gifted. Yes, he gifted 10. He didn't even have his own. Well, now he does, thanks to Mike D's Nuts, Sunny85, Mazel Tov, Brett _1125, Double K321. You are all officially an Asmaniac. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. J Quest says, I'm only doing a super chat if Bobby's definitely reading it. All super chats from you, J Quest, will be read by Bobby Midnight. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets Johnny with a $100 super chat. Boom. Rest in peace, Edward J. Dykus Lance Corporal, USMC 1989 through 2012. Gone too soon, but always remembered. Those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men have died to win them. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Jets Johnny, appreciate the super chat. I'm not quite familiar with who this person is you're referring to, but obviously thoughts are with you. If this is family member, friend, that's what Memorial Day is all about, man. So thank you for the super chat. And all I could do when you get something like this is bring on one guy to read it as well to make it more special for you, Jets Johnny. Bobby Midnight, please read this super chat.
Yes, sir. I'm here for you. Okay, rest in peace, Edward J. Dykus Lance Corporal, USMC, 1989 to 2012. Gone too soon, but always remembered. Those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men have died too with them. Franklin D. Roosevelt. That's sad.
Absolutely. It was a good friend of Jets Johnny as well. So
yeah,
shout out to Jets Johnny, man.
Hey, you know who I'm thinking about? Whatever happened to that older man? Remember that older man that was, had maybe he used to come on your show with the getting his blood tested and all that.
You're talking about
older guy. What is his name? He got him in Jersey. He lives in Florida.
Oh, Keith Best.
Yeah, whatever happened to him? We
Well,
haven't heard.
He should have received his jersey by now, but he has not called back in, so hopefully everything's
I know.
okay.
I worry about him. I like the guy.
Me too.
He was a great guy. Any more super chats?
Well, Jay Quest said he would super chat if
more
you're ready.
call-ins?
No, not right now. We might have to end the show, Bob. What do you think?
I wanted to talk to Gary. I love Cannoli. That was a good dog.
Cannoli was very cute.
Yes, I love all animals. Trust me, I love animals. Yep.
You have any pets, Bobby?
I have a cat, Nala.
Where's your cat? How come we haven't seen your cat ever?
You never saw my cat? I thought everybody sees my. She's sleeping right now. I'm not gonna wake her up. But
All
next, if she's around, I'll bring her on. What movie is that from? Her name Nala.
Nala?
Yeah.
Spell it for me.
Nella. No.
Nella. I'm not sure.
Think of a Disney movie, which involves
the Lion King, right?
Yes, and my diabetes doctor, her cat is named Simba.
Oh, very nice. Can you give me a little give me one of those, Bobby?
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
Come on.
No, I can't.
How about the YMCA? That was good the other day.
Oh yeah, that go. Let's go. Can you put some music on?
Well, I'll sing it, all right, and then you do it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, ready? It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, this is good exercise too.
There you go.
I can't wait.
Let's get a workout in, right? Before we wrap up the show, it's Memorial Day. We're having some fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some arms. And maybe some jumping jacks.
Oh, no, I'm not getting up right now. No, I'm too tubby. That's why I said that I'm a sit-down comedian instead of a stand-up comedian. No, I'm doing better with my back, though. My back's much better now. And then tomorrow should be my last physical therapy.
That's good. You're on the mend.
Yes, I am.
That's right.
So we're all done with the show now?
It appears so, Bob.
We're doing pretty good, huh?
I think so. I wasn't even going to do a show today without you.
And how many memberships you got today?
52.
That's pretty good in less than an hour.
Not bad. Well, it's almost 2 hours.
Oh, really? That quick?
Time flies when you're.
No, usually no. Really, it's 2 hours.
Hour 47 minutes, Bob.
Holy crap! I thought it was only like hour and a half.
What do you think of Gator saying? Bobby said, "I'm too tubby." New song intro.
Yeah, that I could do that because they used to call me Oompa Loompa.
They used to.
Oompa Oompa. They used to call me. Well, I was like, I told you, I was like, what's his name? Chiefs fan. I was 366 at one time.
How about that?
I'm down to 275 now.
This is a good question from Dana. We'll do a Q&A with Bobby here before we wrap. Bobby, do you prefer Bob, Bobby, or Robert?
I like Bobby. Bob is when you're in the water. You bob around, bob around. I don't like that name. And then Robert, I do not like Robert. Robert, do this. Robert, do that. And my parents used to call me Robert.
What about my nickname for you? Robert Midnight.
No, Bobby Midnight.
Correct, but when I want to switch it up, it's Robert Midnight.
No, Robert, please. No.
All right, here's 2 super chats for you to read before we wrap here. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Knob Deep. Alan is my favorite caller. Good for you, Knob. Good for you. Keep on knobbing it yourself, okay? Keep on doing what you do privately. Play with your knob. Congratulations, Knob Deep. Alan, my favorite caller. Okay, go blow it out your ass, okay? Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Jay Quest. He finally has submitted the super chat.
Quest, I want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day and San Dimas High School football rules. Where's that?
I don't know.
Hey, Jay Quest, you got to tell us where that is. We don't know where San Dimas High School is. I went to Martin Van Buren High School. You ever hear of that?
I have.
Yeah, that was the worst freaking school ever. I used to cut school. When I moved to Keene, New Hampshire, only missed 1 day of school. I was sick.
Really?
And can I tell you a story? I had a teacher, Miss Shotland. Oh, she taught history. Every time I got, it was hard to get out of the class because couldn't get up too fast. It was hard to get up, to go out of class, if you know what I mean. You want
Should I know what you mean?
Yeah. Well, if you can't get out of your chair, something's wrong down there.
Okay.
I had to wear a book in front of it.
Interesting.
You get what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I do, Bob.
Oh, come on. I used to get a Woody all the time from her. That's my nickname. That's how I got my nickname, Woody. That's how I get. Do you ever watch the show Roseanne?
Yes.
Roseanne? Remember the one when DJ is having his problems, with his M, and then Darlene says, "Oh, I heard you got caught playing an instrument in class." What? I don't play an instrument in class. And she's talking about masturbating. Oh my god!
Wait, Bobby, you should have been a Jet fan a long time ago. Then I mean, the Jets owner's name is Woody.
Yeah, I know. Well, before that was Hess, right?
Leon Hess, sure.
Yeah, we met somebody who used to drive his, fly his plane at my grandparents' anniversary party.
Bobby, do you know what we're calling this segment?
What?
Bobby After Dark.
Bobby After Dark? No, it's like, who's that? John who? It's only 7 o'clock. Nick don't start until like 11 o'clock. Oh, we get some bad stuff on that show, man.
Big fellow writes in. How tall are you, Bobby?
Oh, only 5'3".
Really?
I'm short. I told you I'm Oompa Loompa.
Hey, you carry yourself like you're 6'3", though.
Oh, no way. 6'3". And I wish I looked like this picture of me on that lawn chair. I wish I could be on the. I wish I was that skinny.
Oh, yeah.
I was skinny that once, but then when my ex-wife cheated and divorced me, I gained 121 pounds. So.
Wow.
Eating all the garbage food.
How dare she do that, Bob? I'm sorry to hear that.
I know. But I have a gift out of it, my daughter.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. How was the barbecue with your daughter? Did you end up going?
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah. Well, we went yesterday instead of today because they thought it was going to rain, so we did it yesterday.
That's awesome. It was a good day?
Yes, we saw it. Yeah, they live in Winchester, New Hampshire, which is, well, they call it the armpit of New Hampshire. That's what they call it, but we had a good time.
That's right. Well, Bobby, great calls today. You really brought it.
Yeah, well, we like your show. I stand up for you all the time. You're great.
You're the best, Bobby.
You buy me 3 hats, and they're really good. And my brother wants to get on your show, but he's trying to get on. I told him the tablet stinks.
Tell him to use a computer.
Well, he doesn't have one.
Tell him to use his phone.
I don't know if he could. Maybe he could use his phone. Yeah, but
tell him that. Does he have an iPhone? Tell him to use a YouTube app.
Yeah, he has the same kind. Will it work? This is my phone right here.
Yeah.
That phone. Okay.
It will
All
work.
right. So yeah, you end the show. We gotta have any shows tomorrow?
Oh, of course.
Okay, good. Well, you sure you can't call in tonight?
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Why, you just gonna talk?
We're just doing mostly post game after Celtics Pacers.
Oh yeah, you know what? We want the I want the Celtics to win. Sweet. Let's give them a big broom.
Yeah.
Well, I love the Yankees and the Jets, and to read the super chats are more than just a hat. Bobby.
Folks, what a show today. Enoch with a super chat for being an Asmaniac. Macaroni and Cheese Corley, Offensive Rookie of the Year, LFG. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap, Jets Johnny earlier gave us a $100 super chat. in the name of his late friend who served our country on Memorial Day. So we end the show with a perfect phone call from Jets Johnny right now. What's up, Johnny?
Jake, my brother, how you doing today, man?
I'm hanging in, my man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm just driving right now, but it's Memorial Day, and I don't know if I ever told you this before, but I served in the Marine Corps for 5 years, and the guy you see behind me, that's Edward. He gave his life for this country. He was gone way too soon, and I don't mean to end on a serious note, but from the bottom of my heart, man, I miss that guy, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are missing people today that served this country, and today's all about them and honoring their sacrifice and their service to this country. So I love you, Jake. I appreciate your show, man. Thank you for coming on and let me do this for him. I owe you a lot, man. Like you've helped me out a lot. This show's helped me out a lot with a lot of different things that I've been through in my life, and I just want to say thank you, and glad to show the love back to you, bro. And I hope you have a great day, and just remember all the people that died for this country and are serving today. So
Well said. Well said. Johnny, thank you, man.
Go Jets.
I knew we had to get it in somehow. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets Johnny's awesome. One of our best callers. Well said. Obviously, we all know Memorial Day weekend, kick off the summer, barbecues, pool, beach, all that. But remember what it's really about. And Johnny's friend right there. Great background. It's what it's all about. So thank you to everyone who served, who made the ultimate sacrifice, and everyone who is still serving, or anyone who's a veteran out there. Great call by Johnny. That was the last call. It wasn't the last super chat, though. Jetpack, he's late. Jake Todd Asman. At least you're acknowledging you're late, Jetpack. Where have you been? Special. Best audience. Thank you all for tuning in. Super chats were great. Channel members, if you got one, make sure you thank everyone who gifted you one. We had a lot today. D's Nuts, Rodney coming through for the people. Let's not forget about some of the other channel memberships that were dished out. M. King gave some memberships away. Wish B, Mother F and Chew, Top Cat Wireless. It was a team effort on the show today. So thank you to everyone who watched. We'll end the show on a high note because I got some clips I want to play here. But which one should I play? Let's run an informal poll. Name your favorite Asmaniac caller, and whoever wins will play a best of clip to wrap up the show. We'll be all about democracy on a patriotic day in our country. Your options: Neil, Bonesy, Vman, Scott, although I did play a Scott cut earlier, JJ, Green Bean even. What else do I have here? Dre, Charles, Gary, Boy Green, Andrew Fialco, Michael Lasso, Ricky NY, Lane Train. I got more, but let's see what the people are saying here. Seeing some Gary, seeing some Lowski. You know what? Mike D's Nuts says Gary. And you know what? Mike D's Nuts, it's the least we could do after all the memberships that you have certainly gifted to everyone out there on our channel. So without further ado, let's find it. Hold on. You want a Gary call to end? I have the cut of me screaming at Gary, but I won't do that. Let's do so many good ones. I got it. Everyone have a great rest of their Memorial Day. Hit the like button on your way out of here. Get a Hugo House hat if you haven't. Promo code Asman at checkout. Get the hat Aaron Rodgers always wears because they're selling fast, especially the black one that you see on your screen right now. All right. In honor of Mike D's Nuts, here's some Gary to take us into Monday evening. Talk to you guys soon.
Whoa. You don't need a quarterback. You need a good football player. That's what I'm saying about Brock Bowers. You need a good football player.
Gary has called back in. He's relentless tonight, man. Gary, what do you got?
What's going on, Jake? I'm a little fired up today. Let me ask you something. If you could get 30 touchdowns out of Jameis Winston and 30 interceptions, I'll tell you about him. Caleb Williams is going to help him in the third round. And if he gets knocked down in round 7, I mean, his fight's going to go to the scorecard. It's probably fixed anyway. I mean, I disagree with you like 100%. what you did miscalculating about not taking Joe Milton over Zach, a draft prospect. I mean, knockouts don't matter if you land enough jabs and you would have split decision. You don't need a quarterback for a 12-round fight. You get the tight end. You get the tight end. Joe Milton. Knockouts don't get the tight end because Bauer, he's not going to hold the ball as long as Caleb Williams. He'll just throw it to himself and catch it and score down the ring, and then it's a knockout fight. Wait, hold on, Jake. I think I owe you an apology. I just realized I called into your Jets show. Thought I was doing the boxing thing and I freaking crossed all my thoughts. Anyway, we should take Joe Milton and take Tyson over Jake Paul in round 3 of the draft. Thanks, Jake. Gator is a douchebag.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gator. Well done. Well done. Well done. Give Gator some love in the chat. That was well needed after Gary's call on the second show today. Good God. Bravo. Gary up next. Hello, Gary.
That skit that Gator did yesterday, I showed it to my wife. She thought it was the funniest thing she's ever seen. That was gold. I don't know how he does this, but he's got some type of talent. I hope he's using it for good. That guy is incredible.
You know you made it when you get impersonated by Gator.
Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment. I'll take it all as a compliment.
The Jets are going to come back. No, they're not. They're never going to come back. They're never going to come back.